Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. I'm Mark, and as always, I'm here with Jenny, and we've got something seriously cool to dive into today.
Hey Mark, hey everyone. Yeah, this is exciting stuff. We're talking about OpenMind's new project, OM1, an open source intelligent agent framework. Now that's a mouthful, but it's worth unpacking.
Oh man, it's a lot to take in. But it's a big deal. They're calling it an open source system for building thinking machines, and they just debuted it at the Coinbase AI Hackathon, which is, pretty major.
Right, and the fact that it's open source is key here. It means anyone can use it, tweak it, build on it. We've seen how that kind of collaborative approach can speed up innovation.
Here's the thing about OM1. It's designed to be modular. So you've got these distinct parts that handle perception, decision-making, and taking action. It's like, imagine a robot where you can swap out its eyes, its brain, or its hands, depending on what you need it to do.
Okay, wait, let me get this straight. So, it's like an operating system, but for building smart robots or AI agents? Is that what we are talking about?
Exactly. And these agents can operate in the digital world, the physical world, or even a mix of both. That's what makes it so versatile. I was just reading about how they are using large language models. You know those AIs that can understand and generate human language? They are leveraging those to process the language in a modular fashion.
That's interesting. So it can understand what we're saying, make decisions based on that, and then act on it? Are we talking about, like, robots understanding our commands and doing chores?
Well, that's one possibility. But think bigger. This could be used in healthcare, manufacturing, even defense. Anywhere you need systems that can adapt and respond intelligently to complex situations.
You know what this reminds me of? All those sci-fi movies where robots and humans work side by side. Are we finally getting there?
We're definitely getting closer. And that's where Fabric comes in. This is something OpenMind is developing alongside OM1. Think of it as a decentralized communication and coordination layer.
Okay, decentralized is a word we hear a lot these days. What does it mean in this context?
So basically what's happening is, instead of having one central control system, you have multiple agents that can talk to each other, negotiate, and decide who's best suited to handle a particular task. It incorporates features such as real-time team formation, adaptation, and dissolution based on task demands.
That sounds like a much more flexible and efficient way to manage a team of AI agents. So, no more robot overlords telling everyone what to do?
Excited laugh. Right? It's more like a team of equals, constantly adapting to the situation. They even use blockchain for secure and transparent task assignment using auctions and evaluation systems. Pretty cool, huh?
I have to ask the obvious question, though. What are the downsides? What could go wrong when you have all these intelligent agents running around?
Well, there are definitely challenges. Integrating these systems into existing workflows is going to be complex. We're talking about data security, potential biases in the AI's decision-making, and of course, the ethical implications.
And I can already hear our listeners thinking, what about jobs? Will these AI agents be taking over human jobs?
That's a concern, for sure. There's likely to be some job displacement, but also the potential for new kinds of jobs to emerge. It's something we'll have to adapt to.
I was reading an article by Dr. Sarah Thompson from MIT, and she said OM1 represents a significant leap forward in human-machine collaboration. That's high praise.
Yeah, and Professor Michael Lee from UC Berkeley was talking about how Fabric addresses a critical need for decentralized coordination in multi-agent systems.
It's interesting that you mention that because there was a case study that stood out to me. A hospital network used OM1 in their diagnostic processes. They saw a 30% increase in diagnostic accuracy and a 25% reduction in time to diagnosis.
Wow, that's impressive. It's not just theoretical. This stuff is having a real-world impact. Another case study used Fabric in manufacturing, and they saw a 20% increase in efficiency.
It's amazing to see these results. But I keep coming back to the open source aspect. How does that change things compared to, say, a proprietary AI system that a company keeps secret?
Think about it this way. With open source, you have a global community of developers who can contribute, find bugs, suggest improvements, and create new features. It's like having a massive team working on the same project, all for free.
But doesn't that also mean there might be less control over the development process? Could things get messy or fragmented?
There's always that risk, but with good governance and a strong community, it can actually lead to faster innovation and a more robust system. And get this, the market for human-machine collaboration systems is projected to be worth $50 billion by 2030. There's a lot of money going into this space.
That's a huge number. It makes you wonder what other industries are going to be transformed by this kind of technology.
I was just reading about potential applications in finance, education, even creative fields. Imagine AI helping to personalize learning or assist artists in creating new forms of art.
This might sound weird, but what if they start integrating emotional intelligence into these AI systems? What happens when machines start to understand and respond to our emotions?
Oh man, that is a whole other can of worms. It could lead to more natural and empathetic interactions. But it also raises ethical questions about the nature of AI and whether we should be creating machines that mimic human emotions.
It's both exciting and a little unsettling to think about. We're really entering a new era of human-machine interaction, and it's going to be fascinating to see how it all unfolds.
For sure. And OpenMind's OM1 and Fabric are definitely at the forefront of this change. It'll be interesting to see how other companies and researchers respond.
Well, Mark, as always, you've given us a lot to think about. Thanks for breaking down this complex topic in such an engaging way.
My pleasure, Jenny. And thanks to all of you for listening. We'll be back next week with more explorations into the world of tech. Until then, stay curious.